And we're live. So
Wonderful.
today I'm here with Cindy from Wondering About Nature. Hey, Ven, glad you could join us. Hope the Christmas shoppers aren't doing you in. Ven works in retail, Cindy, so 'tis the season for lots of fun and adventures for people who work in stores. As always, thank you to my viewers who are popping in as we chat, and a big thank you to Team Rewatch, because I do find it's funny, but I do know that some people actually listen on their way to and from work. So we kind of become radio.
That's fun.
We're doing good, Ven. How are you? But yeah, and just before we came on, Cindy was asking me about the stream and saving and all of that. So I figured I'd include it as part of our chat because again, not everyone knows that. So for the live stream, we're on StreamYard and it's currently recording. You can see it on YouTube. Now I have the free version. If you have a paid version, hey Leslie, welcome for joining. Or thank you for joining. See, those are the things you can't edit out on a live stream. But right now, it's showing on YouTube. If I had the paid version, you could have it on YouTube. If you have Facebook and other platforms, it would go to all of those as we're talking right now. And then it's just automatically there. You don't have to upload it afterwards, which is good and no, because for example, if you make a flub or whatever, and or if things go haywire, which touch wood, thankfully they haven't ever on my lives, but if you want to edit or change it, then you'd have to download it, do the editing, and then upload it after that. So there's a lot of different things that can happen with it. And when you go in, because you have that little option at the top, it says live stream, record, and I can't remember what the third one is because I never use it. But so this is set up as the live stream. But when we chatted weeks ago, that was a recording. Now that will save onto your StreamYard. And then that one you can edit or decide to upload. So the live is literally live in the moment. This is, what's happening.
Yeah.
The recording is something you can save for later and change your edit. But when I use it to chat with people, and Ven, I can't remember if you and I have done a chat through StreamYard yet or not. I know we've chatted live and before and after the show, because when you're not live, that's not going out to people. And then when the show ends, anything you talk about isn't part of that video or live stream. Okay, just live and Voxer. Okay. But yeah, so when you kind of chit chat in the recording mode, I never hit record because we're just chatting like a Zoom type of
Right,
thing.
right, like we did, yeah.
Yeah. Or if a guest, say, couldn't appear at, say, I do my things now at 3 p.m. In the new year, I'm going to be switching between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. because for a lot of my American viewers, 3 in the afternoon isn't handy because they're still at work, depending on where they are in the country. But for my British viewers, unless they're Ven who never sleeps, it's a bit too late to do a live stream. So I figure if I bounce between the two, because that's where most of my viewers are, US, Britain, and Canada. Isn't it great? Come on, Canadians, I need more support. But that's the other thing with trying to figure out what time to do a live stream, and that is kind of honing down on where is your audience from. and who's able to watch when, because I know there are people who enjoy being in the live streams, but they're just busy working and can't get in. So I just want to pop up because Ven, we've been chatting with Ven. Hey, Kat. Leslie as well. Hey, I'm in lurk mode, popping in, hug the like, always love the like, and leave a comment. Thanks so much. And I'm loving The Five. That's a book that Leslie had recommended. It's about the 5 victims of Jack the Ripper. And it's a very interesting read in terms of the Victorian time period and just, stories that we've been told about the women, which just may not be accurate. Here's Kat, Ginger Bibliophile. And I don't know, Cindy, if you have popped over, Kat also has her fur babies quite a bit in her different videos.
Yeah.
And then they're saying, hi, hey, Renee, here is the person who introduced me to BookTube. And I think, Renee, we're actually celebrating our 1-year anniversary. So happy anniversary, because I remember meeting Renee. She had subbed to my channel, and Cindy, like you, she's visible. I'm not visible when I sub, but Renee is. And so I checked her out, which is how I met all these booktubers and spread from there. But I remember Renee reading A Christmas Story, so I know we met in December. And it is riveting. So far, I'm just up to the first woman, but it ties in perfectly with, I'm doing a Ghosts of Christmas Past, resurrecting a tradition, see, blah. And that started by Revenant Read. So we're reading Victorian ghost stories through the month of December, which was something that they used to do. And the 5 has tied in perfectly because that author does a great job of setting up what were the years involved, what was going on before all these murders happened. So you feel like you're way back in the 1800s in England at the time, which is amazing because it really, Cindy, I don't know if you get, like pictures in the back of your mind or get visual things like that.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
yeah, which,
Definitely. Yeah. That's what's good about I'm not a big book reader.
yeah,
But when I do read them, that's what I like to do is just get, you just transform yourself and go back to wherever it is or forward to if it's a futuristic type,
yeah,
some of those. Of course, some of the futuristic things from our childhood are actually happening now. So
yeah,
we're living in the Jetsons and some of those TV shows.
right. I mean,
Yeah. Or
you know,
do you remember Get Smart?
I loved Get
Get Smart.
Smart.
Yeah. So talking into the shoe, it's like, here's my shoe. You could probably
Yeah,
get a cell phone shaped like a shoe,
I'm surprised no one's designed that yet. But you're
Yeah.
right, Jetsons, even just us doing this.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember I
yeah.
remember Saturday morning going, wow, wouldn't that be cool if you could see someone and, we didn't call it real time then, just,
Yeah.
seeing someone and talking to them way at a
Yeah.
distance. And yet here
Yep.
we are doing exactly that.
Right. Or having food delivered to your door.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Instead of having to go, because I grew up in the country, it's like, what, takeout at your door? I don't think so.
Yeah.
There you go. So Renee had started her channel on November the 11th. So yeah, that's pretty
Wow.
exciting. And her channel is big. I mean, she has done so well, and she does her monthly summaries. She has Raina, her dog, with her, which is so cute. And yeah, we'll just catch up on comments and then we'll talk about nature.
Okay. That's fine.
Avoided speaking. My mind went to church. All right, Ven, that's good. Oh, yeah, I didn't reply to your Voxer message last night. Sorry, Ven. Glad church helped you out and you still have a job. Who are you?
I'm
Hey,
letting
Pumpkin.
I'm letting Pumpkin come and say hi since there's some animal people there.
Oh,
Okay.
all animal
Yep.
people
He's
here.
going now.
Everybody. Leslie, I know has a cat because I was watching her video the other day, and her channel's Books, Gurs, and Purrs. So there's a dog in that
Oh, there's
house
the purrs.
somewhere.
Okay.
And Kat has literally, well, she now has JB. She sadly just lost Jack. I think it's been a month or not quite a month. And you and I, Cindy, both understand losing those beautiful fur babies. So she has JB, who's a cat, and she has Oscar and Franny, who are dogs.
Oh.
Ven has a cat, but his cat also doesn't show up in videos or his live streams when he's chatting. And Renee has Reina, who is a poochie that she adopted. So we're all, that's the funny thing. And we joke about this, like we're booktubers, but we seem to have this community of we're books and pets. We have both. And
Right.
some
What?
are on the screen, like
That's funny.
yeah, Book Blather is Dave, but you never just say Dave. It's Dave and Olive. His little Poochie is with him all the time. She's at live streams and in his videos. They sit together, and it's just fascinating because Olive will sit there or she lays and goes to sleep, but she stays in the chair while they're recording. And his live streams, he does those with Gareth, Book Songs and Other Magic. Gareth is in England, Dave's in the United States. Gareth also has a cat and two dogs, I believe. See, again, I would have to strain my brain to think of a YouTuber or booktuber that doesn't have a pet. Um, Alan, Big Hard Books and Classics, but only because he currently can't have a pet where he is, but he so much wants one because he's like, I get to see everybody else with their, and I'm like, well,
Oh,
yeah, my kids are my company, right?
exactly. Well, I think it's fun because I'm not a big book person, but I'm a cat person and a garden person and nature. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm on, on your channel all the time
Aw.
too. But I'm glad you went over that because I'm going to check out the other channels so I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the pets interacting with everybody because it's always fun, even if it's not something that I'm terribly interested in or
Yeah,
we'll watch the whole thing. It's just fun to see other people's pets because they're part of our families, so it's
exactly. And
really
I mean, we all feel the same, and that's the other beauty of it. And yeah, Leslie with Revenant, that's Vin. And it's funny, I have to really enunciate because there's Vin from Revenant Reads, and I love the name of his channel. And when he does his wrap ups of what he read, he calls them his fresh kills. It's so awesome. Other people have monthly wrap up. Vin has his fresh kills, and he's got a great channel. Now, I think Vin might actually have pets, but I've never seen them on his channel. But he's a history teacher. And so he's like uber smart with background stuff. And he's an awesome person to do a buddy read with because when you're getting into the book, you're not just talking characters and the setting. Like he can tell you what was going on in that time period. So
wow.
it's awesome. There's so many fascinating things. And yeah, Kat, I know, has her shorts and shorter videos in long form. So you get to meet her kids because they show up in various ways. And enunciate. Then read stuff that I typically don't, but I watch because it's a hoot to hear about some of his. Yeah, see, as soon as we see an animal, like you'll see this in live streams with booktubers as well, Cindy. It's like, oh, kitty or doggy. Everyone just gets so excited. So, yeah, it's funny.
That is
And
fun.
see, even Cat.
Yeah.
They all see. Good thing Pumpkin made an appearance.
Yeah, he's running around the floor here. He hasn't come back up where I'm sitting, but
Yeah.
he's curious. He's always curious.
And Renee is sharing. So Raina the superstar, which she is, she's so beautiful. And she's such a cutie. She sits on the bed behind Renee while Renee's doing her talk about the books. Just there to take care of the administrative stuff, get the snacks.
There you go. Yeah. Well, and I'm hoping, I think I mentioned to you in a an email or something how I'm looking to do for anyone that's not been on my channel, I have all wildlife things and
Yep.
exploring wildlife and tips about viewing wildlife, but I've not inserted my cats. I have two cats. They're both indoor cats, but I have a few videos in the works that I've taken clips of them, especially Pumpkin, the one that was just on screen here, watching birds from the window, watching the squirrel run across the windowsill to the feeder.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I want to do like a video of, because since it's wondering about nature, it would be cats
Yep.
wondering about nature. And then,
Oh,
do that. So I want to I have to get enough footage because, with, well, Pumpkin especially, he chatters a lot. So
oh,
he's his
cool.
little, his little mouth's going and he's chattering away as the squirrel's running across the windowsill to go to the feeder and things like that. So I figure I'll just throw it up there and, like with anything, it's good to just try something different. If somebody
Yep.
watches it, great. If they don't, oh well, it's still fun to do it. I mean, that's what something we were, I guess maybe it was a comment. I get confused and forget where I tell you stuff, Elaine, whether it's an email or a
No
comment, or
worries.
you commented on mine and I commented on yours, or the journaling or whatever. But
Yeah.
I've been trying to, one of the things I've learned, it was 2 years in August that I started my channel. And
Congratulations.
I've just started shooting everything, and I don't mean shooting it as with a gun,
Uh,
but just but well, no. When I say I'm going to go shoot some birds, it's like I don't want people to think I'm going to eat them. I'm not a hunter. I'm not against hunting, but just I just started the same with the cats. Even it's like because digital. I mean, I'll be 65, so I know if any of you are near my age or even a little younger, you know how it used to be when we were kids
yeah.
with film, and you had to really like, I have 36 pictures on this roll, and maybe
Yeah.
you can squeeze 37 out of it if you have it wound just right. But you don't, you didn't want to waste it on stuff. And
Exactly.
even with the old days with the video cameras and stuff, so now it's like I'm shooting all the time. I shoot,
Yep.
like this morning I took my walk and there was a blue jay and it was just pecking around on the ground. I started shooting it because I might
Yep.
use that in a video about something along the way, and then I won't, because I mean, even though it's okay to use photos and everything too, but I like to use as much action as I can, even if it's just a bird eating off the ground or something.
Yep.
And so I'm like forever like just hitting record, hitting record, hitting record. So I need to do that more with the cats in case you know if it goes viral when Pumpkin's watching the squirrel, like so, because it's crazy. I mean, we all know how it's crazy sometimes what goes viral, and I mean, or what is, like, I mean, we've talked about this. It's like
Yep.
I'll have, oh, this was really cool. This, like the latest one was a fox digging, and then
Mm.
it found a mouse, and it actually hid the mouse for later. And I didn't know they do that. I learned about it after the fact.
Oh.
But like, you'll do something. It's like, and you're so excited about it, and it really went really well, and then you go and like a week goes by and it has like 4 views or something. Not that one in particular, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, I enjoy doing it. So I'm fine with that. And it's I mean, of course we all want to have more, and have things
Yeah.
and make millions of dollars doing it. But I mean, but I've learned that that's not, that's not why I do it. I enjoy,
Yeah.
like you had just posted on your commented, or the community
Community.
post about the interacting with people, and comments, or like, it's funny when you mentioned where a lot of your subscribers are from. I have a lot from I have a couple from India, and then some Norway and other European countries and from America.
Yeah.
But I find it fascinating to see their wildlife and see what that what they have. I mean, not all my subscribers have a channel, but
Yeah.
some of the few that do, it's really nice to see the variation, or some of the same ones that they have that that we have, or something like that. So it's really neat to interact that way, and
Yeah.
that core group, like you said, like you lost some subscribers, and it's like, at first, when it first happens, I was like, what happened? It's like, why is this so, but it's like, yeah, but whatever, to me, like for me
Yeah.
personally, I just enjoy doing it. It's a, continuation, because I'm a retired environmental education specialist, and I always enjoy doing that. I mostly worked with children, and I don't have my channel's not set up where you can click, that it's for children, because then
Mm.
it limits comments and all that. But I would like to do one for children, but that takes a lot of time, and I don't want to just have that
Yeah.
be a separate thing, so I'm just sticking with with what I'm doing with now, for now anyway.
Well, and you have a great channel. And if you haven't checked
Thank you.
out Cindy's channel, Wondering About Nature, I mean, she covers everything. The biodiversity, the different parks in your area, the birds, the mammals. There's just so much incredible information. And in the description box, Cindy includes a lot of additional information, whether it's about butterflies or mammals. It's just, if you're into nature and you're curious, I definitely recommend going to Cindy. And we've been talking, a few of us, through BookTube as well, and you and I have as well, Cindy, about the connections. You and I met through Nick Nimmin, one of
Hmm.
the how-to YouTube channels. So even with that, right, you never know where those connections are going to come from, and how they're going to turn out. So you don't just stick to one little genre or group of people. There's
Right.
just this amazing spiraling out effect. And what I love is, I mean, I'm happy with my little channel. If I ever hit 500, to me, that'll be my big hoo-ha. I don't think I'm ever getting to a
I'm
thousand, and
sorry.
I'm okay with
I'm sorry.
that.
I have to laugh at you sometimes because you have such cute things. Some of your expressions.
Oh,
I just love some of them. I'm sorry. Go
oh,
ahead.
the hoo-ha.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know, and Ben was laughing at me too, but it's funny. I've got like all these silly, and I'm good with that. And do you know what? I couldn't even tell you where I first heard that or picked it up. And I have this really bad habit of, when I'm talking to people, I pick up a lot of different things, and then it just becomes part of my vocab. And
Oh.
then I'm like, hmm, wonder where I heard that, or when did I hear that? And then it stays. It's suddenly become mine. But yeah, it's great how, you know, everything spirals out and we meet through different ways. And I love the small, supportive, encouraging, like, we're not competing with each other.
Right.
Like Cindy, you and I have different channels. My focus is more books, but I do have the nature and the kids. There's book, yeah, everybody right now that I can see commenting is a booktuber, but we're not competition booktubers. Like, we support each other, we shout each other out, we share stuff in each other's community posts about, hey, so and so is doing this, or go check out that video, and I love that. It isn't like some other genres where it's like, well, no, I want the views, or what do you mean you didn't watch my video? And I mean, you and I joke all the time, is like, oh yeah, I got to catch up on some content. I haven't seen your channel and it's not a, well, how dare you not have watched my video when it first came out? It's
Yeah.
like, and to be honest, I'm not even anywhere near stuff usually when my videos come up. I love that premiere or the schedule feature
Oh, yes.
because one, and I mean, I try not to do it, and I'm usually pretty good about it. I don't want to get caught up in the numbers. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because if people enjoy what I have, then that's great. I'm just having fun kind of learning how to do this stuff. And hey, cool, look at what I caught in terms of the nature and that. And it's funny though, because once you start taking pictures of Pumpkin and Toby, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I got that right. I see. I need to get a chart because we
Yeah.
all have different
Yeah.
names. Because most people know me as Elaine now because we've connected over time. Other people are like, "Who's Cobalt Dragon?" And I
Yeah.
don't say my name in the front of my video either. So there's that. But then I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay. Who's from this channel? What's their real name? What are their pets' names?" And it's like, I'm getting close.
Well,
So,
I think you should put that on your New Year's thing, on one of your journals should be
exactly.
all of your not your subscribers necessarily, but
Connections.
your close connections, and you could even do like stickers, and dog stickers, cat stickers, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So that might be fun. And then you could even make a video about it, and maybe other people will want to watch it because it's an idea of how to remember. Because when I do my walking, like there's a lot of folks I run into all the time at the refuge
Mm.
where I walk normally. I can tell you their dogs' names. Nobody walks their cats, unfortunately. I don't see any cats, but I mean, there's people that do walk their cats in a stroller and stuff.
Yeah.
But not there. But I know dogs' names, not the owners as much all the time, and I see them all the time. And there's one that it's this little it's not little, but it's a pit bull mix actually. The
Nice.
sweetest thing, he has like a grayish coat, and his little butt wags when he sees me from a distance. It's hysterical because it's like, oh my God. And the owner will let him run a little bit. He's on a leash, but they let him
Yeah.
run a little bit to me. And all I can see is his tail wagging as he's coming down to see me. And it's just so
Oh.
fun, that's what I, relate the different people to their pets
Yeah.
because, but like you said, though, that's what connects us all. It doesn't, there's so many things that divide people that it's like, here we are, I was like, as soon as when we started getting closer, I was like, all right, I got to find out where is she on the map and how can I go visit her? I want to go to that place, that store that you did the video on. That was so cool.
Oh, Arva, the
Yeah.
flour
Yeah.
mill.
Yeah. It's just like, there's so many, it's just been so much fun.
Well,
I'm just
and
looking over here. Oh,
yeah, and that's the neat thing too is doing that. Yeah, we'll
oh,
catch up
I'm sorry. I was
on
looking at Ginger. Yeah, Ginger. She said that the cat.
Cat. Yep. Yeah, we'll
That's
catch
so
up
funny.
to that one. So yeah, Kat was saying when Olive loves the smut, there's a book reading event called Garb August, and they just read trashy novels basically. and and she does give the best puppy faces when she's on live streams and in the
Oh, that's funny.
videos. But it's hilarious because when they were doing the announcement for Garb August, Dave had done a video. You'll have to check out Book Blather. David done a video with Olive, and she was all you could see was her paw clicking and hear the click because she
Oh,
has her little iPad to read her smut books. And so we had her on the couch with, a title up on the book, and oh, it was hysterical.
funny.
So that's why we're always joking about Leslie Olive has great taste. But it is super cute. Now that you mention it, I think everyone in our corner has at least one. Yep. And Noah um, also has a cat and a dog. He's also part of our little group. I don't know if Dee Dee has a pet or not, but yeah, most of us all have pets. That's too cute. JB cracks me up yelling, talking to the outdoor animals too. So like Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Now, and it's funny because you had asked me about this, Cindy, because Tiki will freak out in the window, especially if the squirrels are closer. They love screwing with her because they'll run along the ledge, right,
Yeah.
like literally
Yeah.
right on the other side of the window. And she's like, "Ah!" and chasing it back and forth. But she rarely ever makes a sound.
That's funny.
Xena used to, when she was younger, would do that
Yeah. Yep.
like little chitter sound. But yeah, that was now see, Jack used to go and walk. He was beautiful, big gray cat, edge of his territory, and wait for us to circle back. Weirdest cat I ever had. Oh, Jack was
Aw.
such a sweetie. Now, speaking of cat walking, Greg from another bibliophile reads. He's got, I think they have three right now. Pretty sure it's three. And he takes his one boy out for a walk on a leash every day.
Mm.
I know they go at least once. Not sure if they go twice a day, but not Jack, that's Cat's kitty. Um, oh, if someone remembers what Greg's cat's name is that goes for walks, because I know it always comes up on the Monday live streams with Greg and Alan, and we usually end up talking different pets as well as books. It's not, no, Toby is yours. For some reason, I'm thinking it's a T, but mind fart. I can't think of the kitty that Greg goes walking with, and they go every day, which is so cool. Now, my kids are strictly indoors, um, partly because of the feral colony,
Right.
because, I mean, it is Panther's family, but, you've got the feral colony there. We also sadly have coyotes because the more farms that are built up and the
Mhm.
subdivisions, the coyotes are moving in. And I worry about the ferals out there. I mean, it's a miracle they're still, it's 9 years. But the coyotes are also farther down, thankfully. So, phew, for that part. But yeah, so there are a few cats that go for, oh, he's got tarantulas. Good Lord. Yeah. Snakes and a gecko. Oh my
He
God.
sounds pretty cool to me. I
Yeah,
enjoy those things.
yeah, you.
Haven't handled a tarantula, but the snakes are cool. And yeah, so
Oh,
that's yeah. Yeah, if you're not into snakes, don't go to my snake playlist.
yeah.
I have all the different animals in different playlists. So you
Nice.
can I have because I even when I post things on social media, I have a few friends that really don't even want to look at a snake picture. So I always put the snakes at the end and I say, my
Yep.
non-snake friends, stop looking after number 6 because there's a snake coming, and that's fine. They won't go kill them, but they
Yeah.
just don't want to look at them, and that's okay. And
Yeah.
so but yeah, so they're in a separate playlist so that what's actually all of the reptiles and amphibians. So
Mm.
there's frogs in there and turtles too. So, but maybe
Huh.
I might separate them out. That might even be a better thing to do, to have a separate playlist for snakes and separate for turtles and separate for um, the frogs and toads.
Thing.
You
See
know,
now, snakes, I'm fine. It's the tarantula, no way. Not
oh
happening. Never
yeah,
ever. Snakes, I love. And it was funny because when I worked as an EA in a school, we had someone, she was actually, I think, called the snake lady, and she had different snakes and reptiles and insects and a whole variety of different things. And she would come and do a display and educational thing at the schools. And so it was funny. We had her there and she had brought a boa constrictor. And I love snakes. I'd never be able to own one because I wouldn't be able to feed it. I couldn't go
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But so I got to hold the snake and it was the best day ever. And it was funny because I had a dress on with a tie in the back. So the snake had its tail wrapped around my tie and it
Gee.
was wrapped around my arm. And the kids were all just like, "Ugh," and teachers were freaking out because
Yeah, yeah.
they don't do snakes. So I had to stand at the, off to the side. And I was cool with that. Like the snake and I had a great afternoon. It was like one of the best days at work. It's funny. I'm great with snakes, so I don't mind when I find them in my yard.
Yeah.
My husband, not so much. And the one time we had, like, we just have garters, nothing huge or that here.
Yeah.
So it was funny. The garter was coming from our driveway into the backyard, and my husband comes boogieing through, and he's like, "Your snake's on its way!" And he was
Your
in the house. I'm like,
your
"Okay,
snake.
see ya."
Yeah.
And I didn't dare tell him they climb trees
Oh
because
yeah.
I actually have a few pictures of like one of the little garters poking his head out the little cedars, and I'm like, he's cutting trees. He doesn't need to know this
Oh
right now.
wow. Oh.
Because, those trees are bigger and the snakes are smaller. And it's probably not good to tell him when he's 20 foot up, "Hey, do you know snakes climb trees?"
Yeah, really.
you know, I figured best not to try that. Wonder about Noah, cute cats and dogs, snakes and spiders. Yes. Now I have to go.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But
No,
mine's allergies. It's like,
mine's just dryness. Like I mentioned to you earlier, I have the heat's been on because it's been a little cold, and it's
yeah,
a just like it's a forced air heat, so it's a little bit drier sometimes.
yeah. No, mine's with this up and down. I shouldn't have to be taking my allergy meds this time of year, but I'm still having to take my Arius, which is nuts. I used to be able to stop taking it about September, and I still have to take it now, or I'm completely congested. It's kooky. But we'll get to the weather once we catch up with comments. So Ven was told I was given Bruce. He was an outdoor cat. Hardly goes out now, even in summer, unless I do. Well, it's nice. He's got to be with his human. And then he never goes beyond the garden, which is good because you don't want them taken off either. I like snakes. Spiders have always creeped me out. Exactly. I don't know what it is. Now, the funny thing is, and I mean, I've always done yard work, but I used to be able to stand and do things different than I do now over the last few years. And so now, because like I'm actually having to sit, and I've taken up most of the grass. Our backyard used to be all grass except for a couple small patches. Now
Wow.
it's a couple small patches of grass and everything else. But of course, because I'm down and I'm always watching for insects, and that's why it takes me forever. I don't just, go hacking away and do stuff. It's like, oops, I uncovered a worm. Okay, Mr. Worm,
Right.
I'm putting you
Yeah.
here till I'm, done, and we're good with that. And then every once in a while when I'm weeding, or if there is a bit of a grassy patch, and you may actually know what kind they are, Cindy. There's a spider I keep coming across, and they have an egg with them. And then they're like, "Okay, you just took my house." And so I wait till they boogie off and find a safe. But I'm not sure. They're not very big.
Right.
And in the past, I would have like lost my mind. I would have been the one in the house with that. My husband would have been fine with the spider. I would have been like, "See ya." And now I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. They're not bugging me. I'm not bugging them. And we all do our thing. But I'm not sure, because we have a lot of orb weavers. Those I know what they are. There was one years ago, and I've only seen it once. And it was like a big orange thing. Well, spider, but I have no idea where it came from, what kind it was, but I've never seen it again. And the picture that I have isn't even very clear.
Mm.
So I'm not sure what that was about. Okay, Jack had a leash, got used to going a certain way and stopping. JB, oh, Cat, he is not.
Yells through the window.
JB yells, lizards are adorable, snakes, nope. Spiders see. No, don't you know? You're not supposed to kill them. That's when it rains. And they eat those other insects that you may not want boogieing through your house. Hope he's not listening right now. That's right. Be nice to poor JB. Come on. They skitter. Won't mind, but it's not as if we really get any dangerous one. And Ven is in Manchester, England.
Okay.
Worst is the black widow.
Yeah, we have black widows. I had a black widow in my shed recently, like in the end, like the fall when I was moving some stuff around. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I stepped on her.
Uh,
I killed her. I did. I mean, there's a certain, I'm not going to mess with that kind of thing, And
yeah.
as far as ones in the house, they're mostly the ones that I have in my house. They're not like really nasty looking or anything. I'll get one once in a while, and if they're not like, sometimes they'll be real high and I can't reach them, so I'll use a broom or something. But I've done the thing where you take a cup and a piece of paper and you
Yep.
slide it under and then take them
Put them
outside
out.
and all that stuff. But there's been a few, and usually, and I don't know if the other cat owners and maybe dogs too, if yours do the same, but usually he usually is my early warning system as far as something crawling. If
Yeah.
there's, especially on the wall or ceiling, like
Yep.
he'll just be standing there, he'll be there just staring, and then sometimes I know that they can see things that we can't see anyway. But a
Yeah.
lot of times there'll be a cricket in the house, or there'll be a spider, crawling somewhere. And or once in a while, like in the summer, especially, like a moth might come in,
Mm.
when you have the door open or bringing your
Yep.
groceries in or something, and something gets in. And also flies, I will kill flies in the house. They're just,
Yes.
yeah. I'm not that, like, they're done. I have fly swatters and I use, that's it. That's, yeah. Of course, the cats like them too, though. They like to try to catch them and they eat them.
Oh yeah,
So that's
Tiki and Panther are, I always know when there's a fly in the house. And I mean, of course, in the summer I'm out more and I go out every day because I feed the ferals at noon. And so if it's warmer weather in that, there's bound to be a fly that comes in now and
yeah.
again. And I always know because, well, Tiki, she's our compact model, but she's young and tiny and gets on everything all the time. Panther's a little too chunky to get up on the counter anymore, and so is Xena, which is not a bad thing. They probably shouldn't be quite as chunky, but they're happy, so we're good with that.
Yeah.
But Tiki, yeah, it's, if a fly gets in here, you got to watch everything because she'll, like,
Just
until she's got it, nothing is safe anywhere because she'll be up on it, over it, under it, and like, I need to get that. But yeah, so Ven was saying, and we don't really have many scary things here either, is in terms of poisonous. Around my area, I know we've got like snapping turtles, and yeah, I mean, we've got the coyotes, and I'm not sure if we have wolves this far down now or not. So we don't even have like any really big scary mammals. Well, you don't want to run into the coyotes and stuff at night, but you know what I mean. We don't have
Yeah.
bears and that, and we don't really have any kind of poisonous snake or that type of thing. But, and Kat saying Black Widow is dangerous, and yeah, I mean, you've got to be careful with that. Get all kinds of stuff. Cat is down in the southern US. So JB's useless getting anything that gets in. Pandora was another one of her cats who has since gone to kitty heaven. Dismember anything that came in. She earned her nickname. I'm the one that be sad I can't pet the wolf and kite. Yes, we
Yeah.
have to tell Cat, you don't pet skunks, you don't pet groundhogs. She wants to pet them so bad, but no, you can't pet the wolf or coyote, honey. It would not be good.
Yes, definitely.
More false widows,
Awesome.
more likely to be attacked by seagulls. Yeah, we get them in the city all the time too, because of course you've got the fast food restaurants and everything, and they really tend to hang around the malls a
Yeah, well,
lot
they're
because,
scavengers.
yeah,
They hang out in the farmers' fields too, as the like when the farmers are harvesting, and then all the debris that's coming up. There's insects in there, and they'll eat just about anything that's
yeah.
filled up around here, especially. Yeah, I'm in coastal Delaware. For those of you that didn't know, so yeah, we do as far as the venomous snakes. There are copperheads, but not in they're not plentiful at all. I've never seen
Mm,
one in Delaware. I saw them when I lived in North Carolina, but everything that we have here are all, they're harmless. Not that they wouldn't bite you if
yeah.
they were intimidated, but they don't have a venom that would hurt humans. So that's pretty good with that.
Yeah, well, and so how did you get into nature and teaching? Because you did that for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, as far as getting into it, growing up, actually, my sister and my brother is 10 years older than me. So he was gone by the time I was 7. So I,
Mm,
don't have as many childhood memories with him. But my sister and I, we were in the 60s, there wasn't much going on. And, so it was like parents are working. We were out, in the summer, especially go in the woods and in the creek or the creek, go to the
yep.
creek and catch stuff. And, was always into nature like that. But then before I retired, I worked for the National Wildlife Refuge System in New Jersey and then Maryland and then North Carolina. And I did environmental education. So, that's
Nice.
just teaching, and I mostly did children, but I also would do, like college or adults, any age. But my specialty was preschool up to 6th grade was my specialty because I'm a kid. And so and it's funny because I didn't go to school for that. I went to college for sociology, but
Wow.
in the position that with the Fish and Wildlife Service, with education, they don't require you to have a biology degree or something because one of the things they want you to be able to interact with people, you know,
Right.
because you can most people, not everybody, can learn about different critters. When
Yeah.
I lived in North Carolina, I had to learn about alligators and bears, and
Oh,
so
wow.
there's different things, and so it was just educating people, and especially like how to respect wildlife and
Yeah.
keep your distance, things like that. And of
You
course,
catch that cat? No
well,
petting the
I
wolfies.
know, I was thinking of that when you mentioned that. No, because that is because some of them, like with me, a lot of it's the little, like on my shirt here, my sweatshirt it's a piping plover,
Oh,
which is
cool.
it's a little shorebird, and
Yeah.
they're on the threatened or endangered species list depending on where you live. But
Oh.
their babies look like little cotton balls with toothpick legs, and those are the ones that you would really want to. I'm sure others on here might have seen them or heard of them, or just about any little baby bird. To me,
Yeah.
anyway, is just like I want to help it, but it's like, and you don't.
Yeah.
But the thing that was fun, and you'll appreciate this, Elaine. I don't think I shared this with you. So I was working for 20 years with the Fish and Wildlife Service with federal government. So I was full time, and not making a million, but it was a
Hmm.
full time job.
Yeah.
And every Friday morning, I did a preschool program at the refuge, and I got to color. So I was
Nice.
actually a federal employee paid to color with toddlers. So that was like, I mean, I always just loved, I know, don't go writing your congressman that's terrible, but
Yeah.
no, but it was just
But
funny.
you're
Because
interacting with
I,
the kids.
yeah, I would read them a story, and then we would take a hike on this trail and look for
Nice.
things. and then we would do a craft or a coloring sheet depending on what the critter was that we were learning about that week. But
Yeah.
and yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't have any children of my own, just my fur babies. So so that was my outlet. It was always I always joked that, it's like, yeah, they're great, but then they go away. No,
Yeah,
no, I like kids,
exactly.
but it was fun. Yeah. So that, and then also kindergartens up in sixth graders, the different ages. And I was in North Carolina for 11 years. So I got to see some of the kids from preschool to kindergarten. And then I got to see them in sixth grade again because I did a sixth grade club at the
Nice.
middle school. So that was really, really cool because
Yeah.
I saw them and they remembered me, and most of them. So that was really rewarding. But when I retired, I just decided like I was going to volunteer doing education, and I just, for any of the others that are retired or not working full time, that you don't need to or whatever, it's like I don't really want to have that. I don't want to commit myself to it. I don't want to have to go somewhere. I did volunteer at our local. It's like an SPCA, but it's not called that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I volunteer with the cats every Sunday morning. So I still volunteer and do stuff, and I volunteer
Yeah.
at the refuge. But as far as having to do something, I'd rather do because I have enough trouble having to do my YouTube channel with getting you're such an inspiration to me. I'm
Oh,
sure to others too, but and I know that you probably laugh when people tell you this because you're like pulling your hair out too half the time. But it's just like when you get some of your videos, it's like I have to be like Elaine. I have to do my schedule like that. I have to, and I'm like, and I've been doing pretty well with certain things, so that
yeah.
and I know, and we all know that are creators. How many, if it was rolls of tape like in the old days, how many rolls of tape have you thrown away?
Yeah.
That when you were trying, when you're trying to do something, and it's just like I was doing recording a narration the other day for the Fox video that I just put up on Tuesday, and I'm like recording it because it was just background narration, which most of mine is either background narration or captions on it while music plays, and
Yeah.
but I'm recording it and I'm mostly reading it what I'm supposed to be saying, and like even though I wrote the words, I'm like I'm saying them wrong, or I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God. And I just keep rolling, and then I just edit it. But when I listen back to it, when I'm tying it into the video, I have to
Yeah.
laugh at myself because, you say, what an idiot. What the heck were you thinking there? And so it's so I can see when you were saying earlier about doing the live, like this is live,
Yeah.
whereas you're recording, if you do the recording version of the StreamYard that you can edit, then you can take out any of those kind of things that you
Yeah.
might need to or maybe not need to. It's kind of fun sometimes. I love watching bloopers from old TV shows or
Yeah.
behind the scenes, or where they totally lost it and started laughing and different things, so so that might be fun for all of, maybe there's a tag for that, a tag
I'm
for
not
your,
sure. I'm not sure if there's a tag, but I know Joe and Mary from Book Buds actually have a blooper at the end of all their videos, and it's
Oh,
hysterical. So,
that's a
whether
neat
they're doing a
idea.
tag or talking about their books, whatever, their
Yeah,
videos always end with the bloopers.
that's pretty
And
fun.
um, read by Fred, and his name is actually Fred. Um, he used to keep the bloopers in as well. So yeah, there's a few people who do that. I've thought about it and then I'm like, okay, but then I've got to pull all those pieces together
Yeah.
to make a separate and it's like if it was old school paper, I'd
Oh,
be all over that, right?
yeah,
Boop 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 and tape
yeah.
them together. Sometimes honestly, the fact that my fist hasn't gone through any of my screens is astounding because whether I'm doing stuff on like my laptop, which is Microsoft, or my iMac, which is Apple, and they all work a bit different. And I only have the Apple because of iMovies. If
Oh, okay.
Video Editor hadn't been such a farking nightmare to figure out. Ooh, you got to get this second. Oh no, your mouse isn't going to stop right there. And it's like,
Oh.
ah! And I said to my husband, because initially when I was starting this new land of technology or YouTube, I'm like, okay, I can record them. How about you learn how to edit? Oh, okay. Because he's Mr. Geek guy. Like he can do all the other kind of stuff. So he had tried it and he's like, yeah, no. And
I
I'm
love
like,
you. I love you, but
yeah, I love you, but I hate editing. Forget it. Figure it out. So I'm like, I can't. I've tried video editor. This is not going anywhere. And then I, had looked into different things and he cracks me up because the second you tell him something, he's like all over it with Google, right? I'm like, stop doing that. Like sometimes it just drives me nuts. All you want to do is like ask something. I don't need the Wikipedia version of everything in the last 10 years. Bless it. Bless him because I do adore him. But sometimes it's like, put the phone down. What did you do before Google? But so then we had found out about iMovie, and it's so much easier and so much easier to make the cuts and splits. So that's why I have the two systems. But they work very different. And there are times more in Apple than in Microsoft because I'm used to Microsoft. I mean, I had to learn that for the school and everything. But so I'll see what I want, either the picture or the file, whatever. But it isn't highlighted, which means I can't open it and put it
Yeah.
where I'm like, it's right there.
Oh man.
It's like if it was paper, I could pick it up and
Yeah.
put it where I want. And it's like, wow. And those are the days I don't record.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ah. We'll have to catch up with some. So, Cat talking about the wolves and the skunks. Why are they so cute and fluffy if you can't pet them? Then don't say he. This is about the seagulls. Unless the coastal weather is bad, he's on to peat moss. So we have quite a few hawks and falcons that keep most scavenger birds
Oh
away.
yeah.
Means I don't have to deal with pigeons. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not. We have a red tail and Cooper hawks in my area. Now the Cooper hasn't been around, although a friend of mine keeps telling me, your Cooper hawk was over at my mom's. I'm like,
Oh.
it's not my
Yeah,
Cooper
really.
hawk. Like it's just in the area. But it's mostly the red tails that we have. The Coopers here now and again keep away the cute. Yeah, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
here's the interesting because like I say, we do have the red tails and the Cooper, but my bird feeders are always busy. And actually, Cindy, you could probably answer this. Birds must be able to hear. I'm thinking, although I've never seen ears on them, but every once in a while when the hawk is close by,
Mm-hmm.
they all stop talking. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
someone hit the signal or sent a flag. And then when it's safe, they're all talking again, or they're
Well,
all chirp, 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 and then
yeah,
scatter.
they do. Even though they're, except for like the certain owls that have the little tufts of ear, they have a tuft of ear. They have tufts of feathers above their ears. Their ears are just holes on the side of their heads. So,
Okay, yeah.
but they do have that community thing going, and supposedly, like there's a few that are always on alert, and they will either all of a sudden get real quiet,
Yep.
or they'll start freaking out. Like if one's close by, especially like blue jays and some of those, they'll start freaking out and
Yep.
alert everybody else. And a lot of them will be like, like just as a this isn't a bird feeding thing, but I'll just tell you anyway because I'm allowed to. I'm here.
Exactly.
So this morning we have snow geese that have started coming. Thank you for sending them up from Canada.
Oh, yeah, the snow
Well, no,
ones are up north.
these are
Yep.
the snow geese from way up. So they've started coming in, and so there were
Ah,
like a few huge flocks flying right over us. I was with a friend of mine this morning, and they were just doing their normal thing, and they were flying in one direction, and all of a sudden, they all like almost did a stop as we were watching and
yeah.
turned direction, and here a bald eagle comes flying, and it
Yep.
had so somebody in that formation saw
Was
that, and and then they would all follow each other,
yep.
in the alert. Of course, sometimes, especially mourning doves, they're so slow sometimes on the ground. That's what I end up losing sometimes to
Mm,
hawks in my yard.
yep.
They just because they're ground feeders mostly, and I think they're beautiful, but they just look so dumb sometimes, like they're not paying attention or something. I don't know, but that's what I usually see getting taken by them. But yeah, they really do have they have their sense of hearing, but they also have you know the alert system with each other
Yep.
too. So, but of course, sometimes those hawks swoop in really quickly,
And that's it.
and
Like
just
they're
snatch somebody off of the roof or from
yep.
somewhere.
Well, they're fast, and I mean, I know because I've spent so many hours in the backyard. And so you can tell usually when the blue jays, especially if it's more than one, and I've seen the blue jays corner a red tail in the tree, and I'm thinking, it's going to fly at some point, right? Like you've got them cornered, but eventually someone
Yeah,
here is going to get tired.
yeah.
And because I've noticed, and it always amazes me. So when the hawk's in the air, I've seen the crows and the starlings. They always go for its back feathers,
Mm-hmm.
the the ones that navigate, right? And I'm thinking, you're pretty cocky because if that guy turns around, those claws, you're like done. But and maybe that's why they do wait until they're up in the air because it takes
Oh
longer
yeah,
to turn
yeah,
and
definitely.
maneuver,
Yeah, because
right?
the hawks are more they're when they're flying. They're interested, and a lot of times they're taking advantage of the wind currents too. So the wind's taking them a
Yep.
little bit where it wants to take them, but a lot of times, especially during breeding season, you'll see the other birds like mockingbirds or blackbirds all bomb. They mob them.
Yeah.
Like you'll see a whole bunch of them mobbing a hawk. I feel bad sometimes for we have turkey vultures and black vultures which are not predators.
Yep.
They're mostly, they're scavengers and there are avian trash men, as we call them. They pick up the trash and eat
Yep.
things. But every now and then I'll see other birds chasing them and
Uh,
they just happen to be flying through. It wasn't,
yeah.
they weren't like, I wasn't going to hurt you. I'm just
Yeah.
on my way to that dead deer. I want to go take care of it before it
That's
starts
right.
being just ugly for people to see,
Yeah.
and I'm meeting my friends there, but yeah, they are, you think that they're, especially like blue jays and all, you think you're really being bold,
Yeah.
but when they're flying, I mean, except for, of course, like certain birds like peregrine falcons and the ones that, they're diving, they're flying real fast to go
Yep.
down to get their prey. They're using, but mostly when the other ones, they're flying and they're looking for stuff, and here's these, you know someone, it's like somebody riding up your butt when you're driving. It's like,
Yep.
right, I'm just gonna put on my brakes,
Yeah.
they can't really do that as much,
But that's exactly what it's like. Because, like I say, I've seen the crows, and it's fascinating because I've been in the same area for over 30 years. So seeing those big changes, like
Oh
compared to
yeah.
when we first moved here and we didn't have the feral colony. So then we had chipmunks and little bunnies, and then, we had groundhogs, and we've always had the squirrels, and there have been quite a few birds. And actually, I noticed the birds, it's now safer because what I used to have two feeding areas, one on each side of the yard. And it was just, a post with bird
Oh,
feeders.
yeah.
Excuse me. But what we did was repurpose an old gazebo frame because it was one of those tarp things. And I'm like, I'm not replacing that thing every year because,
Yeah.
of course, they wear out over time, right? They're just fabric. So we switched ours to the sliding panels, which is much better, but we still had the frame. So I'm like, well, why don't we put the frame down in the yard and have the feeder hanging in the center? So my husband set that all up for me. And then on two sides are evergreens. Oh, no, I lied. One side is the evergreens, the Hicks yew, so it's always sheltered all year long. And then behind it are the Catani asters, which fill in spring, summer, and filled with berries. But the way the yard is designed, the hawk can't get the mourning doves
Hmm.
because there's no clear, and
Right,
I've
right,
got branches perched in other sections that the squirrels and that run up. So there's no way the hawk can safely dive bomb there
right, right.
because I know they used to dive bomb my other feeders and it was wild. And we have a place here in Port Stanley, it's called Hawk Cliff, and you can go watch the hawks migrate. And I didn't know until then that the hawks don't go straight across the lake, they have to go around the coast because they can't fly in cold air. That's why they ride the thermals.
Right, right, right.
So, I mean, it's an amazing place to go, but it's also where I learned that the Coopers basically dive bomb the mourning doves because I'd gone out the one day, this was years ago, and it was just like a poof of feathers, but not
Yeah.
a drop of blood anywhere. And I'm like, that couldn't have been a cat. Like it
Right,
just
right.
looked like the bird literally went kaplow the way
Yeah.
that when I was talking to someone at Hawk Cliff, they're like, yeah, that's the Cooper. He just kapoof and off they went. And I mean, I've never seen it. And it's funny, I do have some clips of the Hawks. And this was way back when you were saying, compared to film and now we like
Mhm.
shoot and grab everything.
Yeah.
This was before I had the cell phone to record, and you were still using memory cards and digital cameras. But I actually got a clip of the Cooper Hawk, and I quietly went out into the yard, just opened the door quiet, and it was sitting in the neighbor's tree, and it was facing away from me.
Mm.
Then it was hilarious because it's like he or she knew I was recording. So it turned around and then just sat and looked at me for a little while and then took off. And I'm like, well, there was a gift I couldn't have planned
Yeah.
on. Like, I couldn't have planned
Yeah.
that better, if I tried. Now, what makes me sad is I have to try and find a way to be able to use that clip because with everything changing so fast, those older clips, and that's part of why I've put some of my nature stuff on YouTube because 10, 15 years from now, it should be fine. But some of the older things that I have, I can't clean up to still use because
Oh.
they're taken on. And I'm like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a picture of a groundhog up in a mulberry tree, and he's literally, I'm like, I didn't know they could climb.
Oh, man.
I'm like, that's wild. And no
Wow.
one's going to believe me because I don't know how to clean up that video to use it now. It's
Right,
like,
right.
why do they
Oh.
keep changing technology so much? Like, grr. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I'm just trying to change my light because woohoo, that's not going to work. It's just getting a little bit darker here now. But okay, teach
Someone
me.
was saying they had to leave to go feed somebody
Uh-oh, is that cat?
and beyond books.
Oh, that's Renee. Oh, we are behind. Okay. Okay. If we've missed you, bye.
Oh. Thank you for
Okay.
coming.
So,
For those that are still here, thank you for being here.
there are lots of fields. Smaller birds alone go only after rodents. So that's Ven with
Yeah.
the hawks. Feel bad. No, they got to eat. Trying to make friends. Bunny squirrels. Contend with little man chasing him. That's Oscar. Ruining my chances. Yeah, but he gives you tons of kisses and snuggles. So, is an experience I never wish to revisit. You and me both, Ven.
Yeah,
Nine.
I've been
Oh
using
my
oh,
goodness.
what happened?
9 hours editing one of the upcoming videos.
Oh
I'm looking
my.
forward to seeing it, but holy jumping.
Jeez.
This makes me so happy, can't be bothered to. Yeah, whatever, cat. And hers, it's funny. And excuse me, if you go to her channel, Cindy, with her animals, and that cat doesn't edit. I am so, so jealous. Like her videos are great. Her kids are a hoot. She doesn't edit. Me,
Wow.
I do a video. I've listened to it twice. I've, done the editing. I've added things. And I'm like, and then I watch Cats and she's like so cute and she's always, she's just adorable. Like, and
Aw.
she used to do her stuff on her phone. I'm like, I don't record on my phone. Call each other all the time. Yep,
Yeah.
I agree, Renee. And that's why I thought they must be able to. Pigeons, because they do act stupid and rude.
Yeah.
Blue jays are chickens, got four, scatter, slightest. No, ours are not. Ours are like bullies. Oh, Raina would like her dinner. Thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
Renee. Hope Renee, hope Raina enjoys her dinner. Well, I hope Renee does too,
Yeah.
after. Get the and cat too. Have a good one. Oh nope, she's saying they have to when demanded because I know her kids eat later. Already sub. Nice. There you go, Cindy. You have a new
Oh,
sub.
thank you. I
Lots
hope
of
you enjoy
squirrel
it.
footage.
Yeah, there's definitely squirrel stuff, and they'll be getting more. I'm definitely going to put together one about with pumpkin and the squirrel running across the windowsill because it's hysterical. I was actually talking to my sister on the phone the other day, looking out my back window to the bird feeding area, and the squirrel came running across all of a sudden. And
Oh,
like I was like, oh, and my sister's like, what's the matter? I'm like, that damn squirrel just ran across and startled me again. And it was just like, because it's going to one of the feeders. The funniest thing, and I don't care because the birds get plenty of food. But the funniest thing is the former owner had put it's like a pole, and then it has a squirrel baffle on
oh
the
yeah,
pole, and then the bird feeders are on the top.
yeah.
Well, the squirrel sits on the squirrel baffle because it comes across the windowsill and jumps onto the squirrel baffle, and that's where it eats. So I have video of it sitting there enjoying the seeds out of there on the squirrel baffle. Oh, this is a
Of
squirrel
course.
baffle or a squirrel sofa,
Yep.
and it's so funny. It just because the first time I saw it, at first I didn't know what it was because I hear this scratching going across the windowsill.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I see this bushy tail going, and that's what it is. So, and they're a hoot. I mean, I do have one video of there were a couple of them. There was a rabbit just out minding its own business eating, and then these two squirrels were doing their, where they start having their tussles or loving or whatever they're doing. And the rabbit just like jumped up in the air real quick and then ran. It was like, I'm out of here. So
So first, you're welcome, Kat. I love your videos, and I'm uber jealous you can do them without editing. What happens to me is I'll be talking about something, and if it's something that irritates me or I feel strongly about, then I get off on a tangent, and then I'm like, nope, don't want to include that in the video, so I have
Oh,
to
yeah.
edit.
Yeah.
Here is Noah, Mr. Hey, I hear you have tarantulas, dude. Like, ew, what is up with that? And no worries, my friend. I'm glad you could join us. So, yes, Noah, the bookworm, is the one who has the cat, the dog, the tarantulas, the snake, and is it a gecko? I know Ven told us a little while ago.
Leave my fur Rex alone. Oh
Nothing
gosh.
stops squirrels.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Excuse me.
they can. I have a like a metal like a trash can, a large metal trash can that I keep my bird seeds in outside because that's the
Yep.
only thing that'll keep anything out of it, practically. But yeah, the squirrels are crazy. Now I have to ask you. So is Noah the one that gave you the nickname?
Yes, he's the
Okay,
one who called me the book murderer.
well, I'm glad to meet you,
That's
Noah,
Judge
because
Noah.
even though I'm not as I mentioned in the beginning of our live stream, I'm not a big book person, so I don't watch all of Elaine's book videos, but I am into cats and nature and gardening, and I did get into those videos because my sister and I are 5 years apart. She's 5 years older, and we have a lot in common. But it's funny as we've gotten older and closer, we're finding so many things that we have that are different. And one is she would never want to be a book murderer, whereas I am one. The books that I do have that I own, of course, not ones from the library
Yeah,
or books I lend,
exactly.
but and I after Elaine's video with you guys, I guess it was did you do it during the live stream first or was it in a video? I don't remember when you were
It came
talking
up
about it.
in Ven and Noah were on the live stream and we were just chit chatting books, and then it
Uh-huh.
came up and spiraled out from there.
Well, yeah. So I didn't see the live stream. I saw I guess the aftermath of it
Yeah.
because it was no, it was one of those aha moments for me because it was like, well, wait a minute, everybody does that. Like
Yeah.
everybody marks up, everybody like, how can you read a book without bending it backwards and forwards and making it lay flat and writing in it and sticky notes are okay, but sometimes they fall out and that's different colored highlighters are for and that's why there's a blank page usually in the front of the book where you can write. Isn't that where that's where I write my colors, like all right,
Oh,
green
that
green means
reminds me.
green
Keep
means this or
talking.
something or yellow or something. And then so when Elaine did this video and mentioned it, I thought it was so funny, and then I talked to my sister about it and she's like, ew, who would ever bend back the what's it called, the
The spine.
the spine. Yeah, who would bend a spine? That's like, oh, there you
Noah,
go.
can you see this?
Yeah, it's so
Oh
funny.
my
I'm like, oh
goodness,
my god,
sorry.
my sister and I have something that like that's a and she said, well, and we always kid around about, we say, you won't divorce me over it, stop being my sister. That's not something we'll be. And I was like, no, it's all right, but don't ever pick up one of my books and look at it
Yeah.
because there's going to be not more. There's going to be highlighting. There's going to be, because I like you and I talked about, Elaine, is like
Yep.
I like to look at a book later, like years later. I have a couple actually. This is like crazy. As much as I've moved, I have a couple poetry journals of my own poetry from when I was a
Nice.
teenager. And I just love looking at even old regular books that I've kept and seeing what I wrote about that page or whatever. And I'm like, and then, you read stuff and you're like, there was something wrong with you back then, Cindy. Like, like, I'm glad you're not that person anymore. You find out different things about yourself by
Yeah.
what you've written about something, not just your journals. I mean, just,
Yeah.
a regular book like the self-help book or anything, or something that, made you think something back then.
Yeah.
Or sometimes even the opposite. It's like, wow, I was really a deep thinker back then or whatever. Whereas if you have it's pristine and
Yeah.
you don't even, you have to, like you said, you have to, how do you even read the whole thing unless you like break it? You got to break it to see those words in the. So go ahead. You can go on, Noah. I'll listen to you.
I was going to say, I can hear Noah screaming from across the ocean. We'll have to catch up. So nothing stops squirrels. Yeah. Now, Kat has some cute squirrel videos as well. And she calls, all right, Kat, you're going to, Pearl. There we go. I remembered. She calls her squirrel Pearl.
Oh,
Sunflower and ran off with the bloom, ate a hole in the seed container and ate it out of the. Yeah, I keep my seeds in a metal container because we also have raccoons. So mine has special clamps because otherwise the raccoon would do like my compost lids and throw them off. And
yeah.
yes, the chaos gremlins are Ven and Noah, and it's hilarious because they don't live far apart in England either. They can walk to each other's houses. We have a gecko. Then, of course, it wouldn't be the two of them if they weren't teasing each other.
I'm reading them.
I'm average height. How you feeling? Thought you were going to say your pet's a large metal trash can. Excuse me. That is I, the gnome. You're taller than me. Yes, Cat is our compact buddy. She's small and cute. Noah carries himself, makes him appear small. Hey, don't be picking on like 4'3". Hardly. See, this is what happens. But now they have to type. You should have seen them on the live stream when they can just talk to each other.
Oh, funny.
I can join in cats and nature. Not a huge gardener. Neither is Ven. But I like my Venus flytraps. I tried growing them, never had any luck. How dare. My God. Birds. Better be careful. The more dangerous. That's true. They're small but mighty. His ears. 5'5". Hey, you're an inch taller than I am, Noah. Oh my gosh. The buck murderer.
Yeah, well, she has a teammate here and me, so it's two of
Yep.
us. And yeah, sorry. If you need to go and put your head in a bag to breathe better, put your nose in. If you're hyperventilating, it's okay. It's
Oh, poor
fine. I
Noah.
understand.
Co-conspirator. Like shouted at by a Smurf.
Oh,
All right, so they have a few more little. Shush. Don't break anything. Oh, he's me.
oh my.
Why
We
am I
need.
here?
Is
Because
there
we
an
love you.
is there any little thing where we in the corner we could put a little boxing match and have the two cats doing a little thing there of some kind of.
Wendy become a Smurf. Life's so fair. Why do roses have thorns? Hey, yeah, I still have to read come on, Ven. What's your favorite book? Akatar, Crown of Roses and Thorns. Haven't started that yet, but and I have to finish this now. I'm on fourth wing. I thought I was up to page 160 listening to this as an audio. Because, I mean, come on, dragons, and I've been hearing people talk about it, cobalt dragon. And it turns out I wasn't up to page 160, so I'm only about halfway through. I kind of enjoy the story. I'm going to finish it because I need to know how, because it's a series, but I need to know how this ends. But I think because I've read Hunger Games, the Divergent series, and the Marked Vampire series, this is pretty much the same, except it has dragons. And I love the dragons, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Just got stabbed by the thorns. Oh no.
On Lime Tree?
Wow. So I'll
Wow.
have to see. I'm not a gnome. Yes, poor doing good. Hey, some videos. My revenge tap. Oh, revenge top. We'll have to see what that looks like. Like being in the garden, just not maintaining it.
That's good.
I'm tall. You are. You're taller than I am. The yellow pages, it's fine. Now you know why they're called the gremlins. Ever get your yard? So yeah, he paid somebody, Kat. Oh yeah, Wheel of Time. I don't know if you've read it or seen it, Cindy.
No.
It's a long fantasy series, like 15 books fantasy series. And we're starting it as group read in January. There's a few of us who will be going through that. Wait till you see all my dog-eared pages on that one, Noah. Did I paid a person? See, I told you. Do I know Ven or do I know Ven? Feyre's failure. Actually, I saw, and now I can't remember the channel, and they really loved that book. That's cheating. I agree, Kat. He'll never have a yard video. And here's the other thing I love is Kat does her nature videos, so I get to see what her area looks like. I get to watch your nature videos, Cindy, so I get to see what's happening in your, and it's awesome how you learn about all these different areas and the different temperatures and things.
Oh,
And
definitely.
it's
Yeah.
the cool part. Bet you're gonna mark up Ven's favorite book ever. Hey, Janie, welcome. Janie is the crafting bookworm, and Cindy see, Janie, I don't know if you were here when Cindy was talking about making journals and ideas. Janie is the one who got me onto thinking about junk journals and making my own.
Oh, well, thank you
So
for
a
doing that.
great channel to check
Thank you
out.
for putting that in her mind because it's been helping. Yeah, definitely.
Surrounded by book murderers. You are, my friend, but we love you.
I wonder sometimes, is it, well, my sister and I are both creative. So I guess what I was going to say is creative people, but I guess it wouldn't be because my sister's creative too. So I wonder what it is. What's wrong with us, Elaine? Did you all decide what it is that we have, what our problem is that we think that that's norm
What do you mean?
to murder the books?
Oh,
Like,
hey.
well, I know, but was there something, did you, when you
No,
had
no, wait.
your discussion?
Oh, we were just talking books.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is called The Kitten's Voyage.
Uh-huh.
This book is older than most of the people watching this video because this is my, I think, third book from childhood. And guess what, Noah? My name's in it. I've been doing this since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. But how the book murderer thing started is we were just talking books and what do
Right.
you do? And of
Yeah.
course, Ben likes winding Noah up like a spinning top. So he's like, hey, Lane. And then we got to talking books, and then Noah's like, because I write all over them.
I know. Then that's what I mean. I thought that was normal. So maybe since we're not, maybe there's something, maybe there's a support group for us. Is there some kind of
I
support
don't need
group?
no support group. What I need a group for is to stop buying books. I just went
that's
and
true.
did another book haul because my thrift store on
I saw
Friday
that.
had a 50% off sale. Like, who can say no to that? Come on. 21 books for 38 Canadian dollars. There's no way I'm passing that up. And Ven, I would love to see you do a yard video. That would be freaking hilarious. He has bamboo in his backyard, so I want to see this. You mean besides murdering books? Book proves majority can be wrong. And he's back to Akatar. I just know it. Bookworm, closest thing to an ally right now. Oh, that's scary. I only mildly badger mine. I think Kat's usually pretty good too, to be fair. Janie and I Janie goes above and beyond me, but only because so far I haven't made my video with my little blade, cutting up a few different books to start picking things out to craft with. So at the
Okay.
moment, Janie has me beat because she's redone a book into a journal. And so she's literally torn pages out. I'm
Oh,
not
well, that's
quite
pretty
there
cool.
yet.
That's
Actually,
pretty.
yeah, I am because I tore a book apart to make my one journal. But yeah, sorry, Noah, but it's scary. Ven is your your closest ally at the moment. It's true. I appreciate you. She's interested in journals. Yep. Serial book
Oh,
murderer. Ooh,
okay.
I'm like
Well,
moving up
well,
the
that makes
scales.
sense. That makes sense though. If we're born, it's just in our in the R that everything. Well, it's not in DNA, so it's just who we are, where the stars aligned, and we had it.
Yep.
We
Well,
became the book murderers.
a
Yep.
lot of the annotating and stuff for me came from college. I'm blaming my teachers in not so much high school because you didn't own the books, but once I got to college, it was about highlighting and making notes so
Right.
you could
Yeah.
study, and not every textbook came with a study guide. And to be honest, that's really when I got into it. And then for the longest time, I didn't, especially my nonfiction books. And I didn't in my fiction books ever because I was thinking, and with fiction, I didn't typically read them again, certainly not as much as I have since I started BookTube. And I didn't really annotate because for me, fiction was always get out of the everyday world, just read the book. Like I wasn't trying to,
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to analyze characters or setting or doing it for school or thinking of preparing a video. How do I describe this? It was just,
Right.
I need a break from the everyday, boom, go into the book. And I was always thinking as well, when I unhaul books, I don't want to unhaul something that's marked up comically. So I wouldn't write in them in case I would give them away. But now that I know I'm not unhauling them or giving them away, I write like crazy in all of them, fiction, nonfiction, the whole gamut. Professional. I'm guessing she means professional book murderer. Definitely not YouTuber. I still have to edit, Kat. You have the corner on that market. Christmas books. Woo, 6 Christmas journals. Yes, Janie, I need to catch up on that folio series. I think I'm only on Hey Leslie, I think I'm only up to number 4, so I need to watch that. Uh-oh, Cat, you're in Noah's little doghouse. As long as it's not the one with the tarantula, you're good. Ah, bookish antics. Yep, I started young. Take a photo. Yay, we get to see Ven's yard. You've never read a Christmas book, really? I haven't read many, but maybe it's because I worked in schools. Jack Frost. Okay, I'm guessing that's going to be a naughty book. You'll get there. Run out of Christmas books. Oh yeah, you did have a few cute ones, Kat, for Christmas. I have actually a Christmas ghost book. Need a cup of tea, okay, hun? Everyone ready? Kind of, but then I don't decorate my house or that stuff. We just have kind of a nice quiet day here. What about you, Cindy? Do you go traveling?
Yeah, I go up to it's about 2.5 hours away from where I live is where my family lives. So I go up, my brother and his family and my sister, we go to my brother's place for Christmas Eve day for something, to eat and everything. And then stay over at my sister's, and then the next day she and her dog come down here to visit with me for a couple days. So we've
Nice.
been doing that for years. Even when I still lived in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, my mom and my sister and the dog would come down, and
Yeah.
then so but yeah, we just always would do it that way. So yeah, I don't decorate too much either. I put some stuff outside, some like some fake green stuff, in one of
Yeah.
my planters out front and everything. But there's a lot of really festive places in my area that are phenomenal, and I see people advertising, like they actually have a business to put up your Christmas lights, and so it's like,
Oh,
wow,
wow.
But yeah, so some of them are just like, I mean, in addition to I love my favorite though, and nothing against them if anybody has them, but the inflatables, the
Oh,
inflatable
yeah.
stuff during the daytime when they're not running, like all those, like it's just a bunch
Yeah.
of dead snowmen and stuff, like all like piled up, the rubber or plastic or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, it looks so funny when you go by during the daytime, and it's like, oh, that looks sad, like. But then when you go during the nighttime, or if they like, sometimes people will leave them up during Christmas Day all day long, and
Mm.
then you can see what they really look like. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's yeah. So just that. I mean, we just, like I said, it's been, I don't, there's no little children in my family anymore. So that's, when my nieces and nephew used to be younger, that was always fun because my sister and I, neither of us have children. So, it was always
Mm.
fun to do Christmas for them, and, for the little kids and stuff and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, not a whole bunch. We have a senior center right near where my neighborhood is, and they have a cookie walk, and it's
Oh, wow.
all homemade cookies, and it's this Saturday at 8 o'clock. And so you just go and you walk, you pay by the pound. So
Oh,
you go
wow.
and you take, like, they're all in little baggies and all. It's not
Yeah.
like grab, it's like grabbing them
Yeah.
as you walk by, but so you get to, I like to bake, but not anymore because I just eat them all, and then
Yeah.
so but so it's fun because you get to find your favorite cookies and then just go and grab them. I don't know if you have that in your area, like any kind of thing like that, like
Not
cookie
that I
walk.
know of. We have like bake sales and craft
Uh-huh.
sales, a lot of
Yeah.
those this time of year, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun because like, it's, you can get the kind you really like, but only a little amount, a
Yeah.
small amount of them, and then you just go and you pay for them, like I said, by the pound, and then you know
Nice.
hopefully don't eat them all on the way back home. But you know, and then they sell pies and loaves of baked, like different breads and stuff too. But
Nice.
yeah, so that's always a fun thing to do. When I was a kid, we used to, my sister and I were talking about that recently because we still have my mom's old Christmas cookie cookbook and other things
Oh,
like that.
wow.
We used to always, do that, and, roll out the
Yeah.
cookie dough and do all that stuff, decorating and all. But yeah, I guess because, like I said, since we don't have kids, and I don't want to eat everything. I don't know how everybody
Yeah.
else is with sweets, but I'm just like, no, I don't want it in the house, So
I like my sweets now and again, but yeah. And we're the same. I mean, we have fur kids, so they don't really care as long as we're home. And a tree, I haven't put up a tree in decades because my first boy, Cass, I would be finding decorations in June or July when I was doing my spring cleaning, moving furniture. It's like,
yeah.
forget it. And when we had 6 cats in the house, that would just be wild. Like, there'd be nothing on the tree. So I'm like, no, forget it. Okay, we're gonna catch up. Hey, Dee Dee, I did see your comment. We're catching up, hun.
Oh,
So, Kat's been reading Christopher Moore and Tim Dorsey. 12 topsy-turvy, very messy days of Christmas. There you go. That sounds like a fun one. Hey, Dee Dee. Ven saying hi. Don't forget, love tap the like. Aw, thank you. Mother of Dragons. I'll go with that.
yeah, really,
Mod.
you mother, you of dragons.
Now we've got Dee Dee. Everyone's saying hi. Love decorating for Christmas. See, I used to, and we had the tree and the fancy schmancy lights that would do different cool things, and I'd sit there and look at the tree for hours because shiny, of course. And then after my dad passed, it was like there's Bob and I. we usually didn't have people over. We ended up either going to his family or my family. And then as people have passed away, I'm like, that's a lot of hours. Now, see, Janie has, and I love the name, she calls him her grand blessing instead of
Oh,
grandson. So that's so sweet. So, I mean, that makes a difference
oh
when you have
yeah.
a bunch of people coming over, I think. So, yeah, I leave different things out, mostly Halloween. But yeah, I don't do the whole decorating thing anymore. Used to bake some, even if I can't eat them. Oh, that's sweet. Bake them for other. Oh no, here we go. You spelled biscuits wrong again. They're not biscuits, Ven. They're cookies.
Oh.
That's like I'm not wearing a jumper. I'm wearing a sweater. See, this is a whole other. If we're not book murdering, we're doing the cookie thing. Nah, I keep confusing biscuits and scones. No, go wash your mouth out. See, we know who the Brits are when this cookie biscuit battle
Yeah.
starts. I like Christmas. Yeah, but you have 3 kids. Gives me an excuse to actually cook properly. Yeah, but see, your kiddies are there to enjoy. My kids, I'm still opening the same can. They don't care that it's like, oh, it's a different day. Ben's an amazing cook. Nice. Uh-oh, cat's in trouble. Need to bake some cookies. Oh, that sounds delish. See, I do a cheater cheesecake, which is just the cream cheese, Cool Whip, bum, ba-dum, bum, evaporated milk, and you don't have to bake it. I've never actually baked one. So is Ven going to tell us Irish cream? Drink the
Oh,
Irish cream after the day.
wow.
That's awesome. He can't
Oh,
share with
God.
you, Noah. He's already downed it. Adult cheesecake. Better if you look it up. Uh-oh. I'm going to have. Hey, Kat, when you figure it out, email me.
You,
Customers, good luck.
hey,
Me.
you could just get your husband to Google it for you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll have to tell him when he comes home. Fur kids? Yes, they have fur and there are children, Noah. All cheesecake is adult cheesecake. Oh, Noah's confused. Uh-oh. Looking things dangerous. Yeah, you got to watch what you type, what words you type. That's for sure.
Oh
Giving you
yeah,
sweets in
especially
advent.
especially if the police come and confiscate your
Yeah.
laptop later, and they want to know what the last thing Elaine was looking up. She was murdering books. That's all we know.
That's right. They heard the word murder. Customers always literally told us take an unpaid week off. Oh my goodness, might have to go back to retail. Saying hi to Dee Dee. Aw, that's nice. My kids don't put up the tree, mine climb in it.
Yeah.
Saying hi to Dee Dee and Leslie. Fashion blockers are really nice. That's anywhere, Noah. That's I could say the same about my students. No in between. Very different. Well, I don't know. I'm not in the US. Why does everyone keep thinking I'm in the US? No offense to my American friends. I love you, but I'm Canadian. Can be mental and nice. Yeah, those are the ones you got to watch for. Loves the, I'm going to guess that's the grandbaby, grand blessing. Fun times, appointments. Have you? So hope Noah's not been well. So hoping he's yeah, exactly, year round Halloween. And Noah's not been doing well, so we're all hoping he gets some answers from the doctor soon. Oh, then oh, that reminds me, Mr. Cookies, Biscuits, and back around. So you smart ass going on about being old in your 40s in your
Oh,
video the other day.
oh.
And it was funny because I left a comment because he's like, oh, I'm in my 40s. I'm over the hill. I'm like, seriously. So if you're over the hill, what? I'm over the hill and into the next town.
Ah.
And then it was funny because one of Ven's viewers commented and went, well, I'm beyond the next town and into the shopping center.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I tell you, these little puppies who keep saying they're old cracks me up. Now, mind you, I would have
Wait,
been
real
the,
quick. Somebody
hey,
else just came.
Toby.
Toby came to say hi.
Hey,
How you
sweetie
doing?
pie.
It's probably
Hey,
because
Mom, what you
it's
doing?
probably because they usually get fed at 5, and he's looking at the clock and he sees it's almost
Oh,
5. So
he
they're coming out
does.
here.
Oh, see, we got Dee Dee. She's in biscuit camp. Cookies. Planned it better. Would have made rum cake. Whoa. Don't let
Ooh.
Ven near the rum, though. Instead of condensed. Oh, thank you, Kat. That's what I was looking for. Condensed milk, not evaporated. It's Eagle brand. There's probably a different brand name that I put into my cheesecake. Actually, I have to try the recipe to make evaporated milk. I know it uses skim milk powder and something else. Yes, Van, I know you would love that rum cake, but you'd have to eat it, sweetie, not put it in a glass. I just make Van look things up, no doubt. And I don't believe him and do it myself. I don't look it up. No, my husband just grabs and does the search. I'd end up with dodgy results from cheesecake. Never made a rum, but rum or amaretto. Yes, they are. All these different holiday treats. Then, how much of that, what was it you were drinking earlier, hon? Irish coffee? Irish cream? I think that's supposed to be like amaretto. Oh, but Noah loves it. Oh, Jabbing Cat. He's done picking on Noah for a while. Never had sketchy cheesecake when I let the roommate buy the cream cheese. Yeah, that could do it, especially if they get that low-cal. Hey, Ven's holding his own, Noah. Don't feel bad for him. Aw, that is Toby.
Aw, thank you.
It's the actual
He's a big
author.
boy.
Oh, that was the video. Yes. About the going to the town. I've got to go back because the line was perfect
Oh, man.
about the over the hill and this
Yeah.
person saying they're even, into the town center. So the other comment was the author he was talking about in his
Oh my
video.
God.
That's
That's
awesome.
crazy. That's funny though. Oh my goodness.
Janie loves your kitty, as
Aw,
does
thank
Kat.
you.
Should we all just get together and have a cat farm? Oh, if my husband would get off his arse and win that Lotto Max already, you better believe it.
Yeah.
Call it the same. It's always Eagle brand. There we go. As a product name. Hey, we're caught up on the comments.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to be going in a couple minutes anyway because it is time to feed my boys soon.
Aw. Well, this has been an absolute hoot.
It's been fun.
Very
I
much
appreciate
enjoyed.
it. Well, like I told you before, everyone got on. I am a virgin at live streaming. Yes, I put it out there, and so this was my first time ever being in a live stream. So it was fun, and I'm looking forward to doing my own sometime, or with a
Awesome.
bunch of week. Maybe we could just do a cat, like some kind of a cat one, not cat you cat, but a cat one, a kitty one, but with you, cat. You can come. I just
Kitty
mean
cat.
like we could just do like a live stream of cats.
See, and yeah, I was right. Janie was a live stream virgin too, and she started
Oh,
here. And Ven and Noah, don't you dare make this dirty and put nasty comments in.
and yes, I'm going to be 65, and I was a virgin. So there, there. I took it out of their mouth.
Sometimes there's a cat.
Oh,
Sometimes in your lives, yeah. And Dee Dee.
oh,
Well,
my.
this has been an absolute Who? We've had chuckles, we've talked nature, we've talked books, we've shared giggles, we've picked on Noah, we got Ven. We'll save that for Dave and Gareth. Yeah, theirs usually gets Dave and Gareth can get pretty wild on there sometimes between Gareth and his well, we'll just leave it at that they can get wild.
What a tease you are, Elaine. You're just teasing us now.
No, you can watch Dave and Gareth's live streams. They're Thursday, every other Thursday at 7. So
okay.
When I do change my hours, I'm going to be ping-ponging between Noah and I, sometimes on at the same time because he has reading sprints at 3 in the afternoon. But I think Noah, you usually start at 1 or 2, I think. And then Dave and Gareth are 7 p.m. in the evening, but they're every other Thursday. So I'm going to end up being on at the same time some weeks with, with different people. But, we kind of got to go when our viewers are used to it, when viewers can pop in or our guests can come and appear. So it's all good, and we have great team rewatches. So, who's in trouble? Misquoted Ice Age. I'm going to say that's probably Noah. Okay, well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. It has been lovely. Cindy, thank you so much for joining, and we got to see Pumpkin and Toby. That's awesome.
Thank you for having me. And thank you, everybody that came on.
Have a great evening, everyone. And we'll be connecting in the comments through the videos. Thanks so much. I'm doing the wave because I never know how long this takes to